And we're back live again. Mike here with Jeff for another podcast. It's been maybe like 2 weeks or so, but
something like that.
A little break.
Yeah.
Scheduling conflicts and whatever, but we're back live again. And actually, good thing for it. So much has happened since your last podcast.
It's unbelievable.
But not like big things, but little things that are kind of big, I'd have to say.
I'd say so.
Obviously, trades.
A lot of new, some pretty big news for the Lightning.
Yes.
We'll get
two big news.
Two big news, exactly. So that's we'll get into a little later.
And we might get into this and also retiring. Retiring.
Yes.
And I did want to bring up one Flyers thing, too.
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. We talked about that before the podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing to bring up, especially when, there's unfortunately, this is what you get during the offseason after the draft, after free agency, all this.
But before we get anywhere, Jeffrey, because of the sad Phillies, it just makes me want hockey even more.
Yeah, I just want football at this point.
I prefer hockey.
I know you do because you're not a football guy, which is fine. But do I feel
either way to start around the same time?
I just want it to be September. Skip all of August. Forget August. Who cares about August? Let's have September so we can have preseason football at least. Well, that's like towards the end of August actually. Yeah. So just football in general, and then you get into preseason hockey.
Yeah.
Thank gosh.
And those people that also care about NBA
keep in mind
too. Starts around then too.
In September, because I don't know the exact date, but in September, for those video game fanatics, NHL 20 is coming out.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to play the beta yet?
Not yet.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. So one thing I do love about it really quickly, just because we're talking hockey here, they introduced a new ones mode where basically it's because you know how they did last year. It was the like the outdoor stuff where it's like I forget what it's called, or it's World of Chell where it's like you create your guy and he's like outdoor pond stuff like that. They did this NHL ones mode for the demo, which I love. Where let's say if you don't have an online account, you can play as one of like four players: Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, PK Subban, or Brent Burns, and it's one player, and you get to play up to two other computers, or maybe two or three. I think it's two. It's two, and you just it's 1-on-1 or one against one. It's really fun, but So and then the actual beta itself it's a good announcers. They're great. It's just Ray Ferraro and someone else named James. I don't know his last name, but I gotta give him credit. He does a great job in this. Unfortunately, the one thing I will miss is Doc Emmerich in this game, but the thing that NHL didn't do. I still
miss Bill Clement, but that's just me.
I love Billy Clement. He's so great.
The one thing we always text back and forth is Boy Ayada.
Yeah, right.
He always says it.
Yeah. Ayada. He said it. He said it. But I will say that James does an exceptional job of calling great goals. I was playing my buddy Adam the other day online, and I scored an overtime winning goal against him, and James's voice like lit up like an actual NHL call.
It wasn't like a random kind of.
It wasn't like he scores like the overtime winner. It was he scores. It was such a great call. He's like, that's it, it's over. Stuff like that, and or something along the lines of that. But it was such a great call, and that's something I wish they did with Doc Emmerich.
That's still my favorite though. So the reasoning to get rid of them is because the two of them don't have chemistry together.
Yeah.
But they do it
It's like, what do you mean? They've been doing this together for how long?
But again, at the same time, it's them in the studio pretty much saying the same lines over and over again, just in a different tone.
Exactly. What are you going to do?
I don't think that Doc is really made for that kind of thing.
I don't know. But
as great as he is, hockey-wise voice.
Yes, because, it's who would you prefer, the real thing or a video game?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I just want to talk a little NHL 20 just because I can't wait for that.
Yes.
But just please bring back even preseason hockey is better than this baseball
if you're
we're
a
watching.
Flyers fan or something like that.
Exactly.
Because there's at least two spots possibly
There's a lot to be hopeful for this season.
And we'll even if not, if other guys shine but don't make it, they're going to be on the Phantoms, which the fans are going to be good too.
I'm interested in seeing where Joel Farabee is going to be this year.
My guess would be the Phantoms, but yeah.
I would guess that, but at the same time, a lot of people have been saying he's been looking really, really good lately. And him, along with Cam York and Bobby Brink, all remain with the USA hockey team for for the World Juniors.
All right, but now back into the real world of hockey, not video games, but this will just kind of start from most recent back because the other stuff isn't as relevant, but I just kind of want to get
so let's start from more recent.
The one thing I do want to talk about is the Nikita Gusev trade.
Yes.
Which makes sense because the Vegas Golden Knights don't have any cap to work with, so they kind of had to. I hate that he ended up in
New Jersey.
New Jersey. He was the in case you didn't know or aren't really sure of him, he was the MVP last year in the KHL, the second best league in the world for hockey.
And that is very impressive. He's such a young player. But I will say this about Nikita Gusev. I think
he's 27.
Oh, he's 27?
Yep.
Why do you think he was so much younger than that? I thought he was literally like a prospect. Anyway.
They traded for him and then they signed him.
Okay.
2 years, $9 million, 4.5 per year.
So the official trade was a 2020 third-round pick and a 2021 second-round pick from the Devils in exchange for Nikita Gusev. So someone brought this point up the other day, and it was such a great point, though. I think it's a little different, but remember when I got to find the guy's name. I know his last name, but...
Medvedev?
Huh?
Medvedev?
No.
I don't remember him. Labimov? I remember him.
No, it was Vadim Shipachoyov for the Vegas Golden Knights. He was supposed to be this very good, very, very good prospect. Yeah. And it just went from bad to worse to ugly. And that's what people are bringing up. Like, what if it's like a Shipachoyov situation? And I didn't even click my head. I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot about that guy. And he's doing nothing.
For that situation for the Vegas, I don't think they used him right.
Right.
Just because he was waiver exempt, so that he was the easiest person to bring up and down.
Right.
So he was essentially the Flyers version of
Justin Bailey.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's fair. Because
Gusev, if you're bringing over the KHL MVP, he's going to play, and it's the Devils, so he has no other competition really, I think, at wing. Other than
it's not
Hall,
like he's Kovalchuk,
Hall would be on the other side of him.
Which is just what he would want.
The only depth-wise, if he was a center, would be a little harder just because you have
Hughes now.
Hughes.
Yes.
And I guess you can throw Zaka in there, but...
Yeah. But regardless, though, you have a very good top six now for New Jersey. In no particular order. Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, Nikita Gusev, Nico Hischier. If you want, you can throw in Wayne Simmons. If you want, you can throw in Kyle Palmieri. If you want, you can also throw in Pavel Zacha.
Yeah.
He'll realistically be on the third line, but still, that's a lot of depth for the New Jersey Devils all of a sudden, and depth is what wins championships besides goal setting, in my opinion.
Zajac as well.
And there's Zajac. They have a lot of depth.
Which means that third line will, for me, I think will probably be Zajac, Simmer, or Zajac might be fourth line, but maybe let's throw...
I'm not sure.
Zacha fourth line, but I don't know.
We'll see.
But I think Zajac and Simmons are probably going to end up on the same line together.
Gusev will wear number 97 for the New Jersey Devils, and according to some of their representatives, or at least some of their beat writers, it sounds like that is the first time in franchise history a member of the New Jersey Devils will wear number 97. Also, an interesting side note, according to Jesse Granger, the beat writer for The Athletic who covers the Vegas Golden Knights, mentioned George McPhee says 2 teams made serious offers for Nikita Gusev. Who in your mind do you think really made a push for Gusev?
Montreal.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they lost out on not Marner.
Aho.
Aho.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's a great point to bring up, and I just wonder because now looking at what teams or what the official offer was.
Maybe even the Isles, just because they
were in on Panarin.
Marner.
Or Marner, yeah. But now that the official word is out, obviously, on what trade details, how many teams do you think are kicking themselves right now and thinking, we could have easily offered that, if not a little bit more, just to get him?
A lot.
Yeah.
But there's also the good teams don't have the great amount of cap.
Right.
And he just took $9 million for 2 years, which means for 2 years you have to pay him 4.5.
Yeah. So unless you're again,
obviously he started out in the Lightning organization, but they gave him to
Gusev.
Yeah,
I did not even know that.
and then they give him to
Vegas. Really?
Mhm.
Wow. What do you know?
Yep. Jeffrey learns something new every day.
Yes, I do.
And two other things for now that I brought up the Lightning.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
They've done two things. One, well, I'll do the trade first.
Yes.
They've got rid of Ryan Callahan.
Yeah, that shocked me. I was on my way home and I a buddy of mine texted me and I went on Twitter and I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, they actually got rid of Ryan Callahan's contract. Nothing against Callie, I love the guy. Unfortunately, his career is over due to that very bizarre medical situation. I forget what it is right now. Something with his back, I think. Yeah. But the official trade, Ryan Callahan in a 2020 fifth-round pick to Ottawa in exchange for Mike Condon, the goalie, and a 2026 round pick. So the fact that they're doing this is a great trade for Tampa Bay. So Condon only has a year remaining on his contract at a cap hit, according to Cap Friendly, of $2.4 million and $3 million in actual salary, all base. If buried, his cap hit would drop to $1.325 million. Callahan has 1 year remaining on his contract at a cap hit of $5.8 million, but $4.7 million in salary, all base. So with this, final implications of the trade for the Senators: cap hit change plus $3.4 million, salary expenses $2.06 million. This trade does help keep the Senators above the lower limit, which while also decreasing the salary expenses. What do you think of this trade for both teams? Does it make sense?
For the Senators' sake, it kind of does, just because they needed cap space,
right?
And same for the Lightning too, if they want to sign Point.
Exactly.
And they actually got a kind of decent backup too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Which I guess he might get buried, but because they signed McElhaney too.
Right. So I think someone's going to get buried, unfortunately. Yeah. I'd imagine it'd be Condon.
Yeah. But you could easily throw McElhaney just because he's 36.
Right.
But McElhaney actually did pretty well last year too.
Right. So that's why I'm leaning more towards McElhaney.
Also, Vasilevskiy's only 25. And speaking of Vasilevskiy, he has a new contract.
He does. 8 years. Contract worth of an AAV of $9.5 million. So that with almost $45 million in bonuses. So that's a lot of moolah. That's a lot of moolah.
Yes. $76 million total for 8 years.
So
which for them, I actually kind of want to see this now. What did Bob get?
7. I think it was 7x7.
Nope.
What'd he get? He definitely got 7 years.
7 years, $70 million. So 10 year a year. $10 million a year.
So not 7x7.
Nope. 7 years, but 770. You were right in the sevens. Just there was an extra zero.
I needed the zero. Yes.
But that's just the total. So I don't actually agree with that. I don't think Bobrovsky is worth that better than. Or maybe I don't know. They're both really good goaltenders.
It's such a weird. And this is my thing. So, and
okay, it's only a.
This is tough.
He's 9.5, the other's 10, so it's like $5 million difference. So
before I bring up my point, let me ask you this, because I don't know if you can see right there or not. How many years has Vasilevskiy been in the league for? At least 3 or 4, correct? So I'm blanking on that. While you're looking at it, the reason I'm bringing this up is obviously Vasilevskiy's proven himself Vezina finalist. I can't remember if he's won the Vezina yet or not, but he's at least been a finalist for a year or two. Exceptional goaltender.
I don't believe he's won it yet.
I don't think he has either. Although he's been nominated for it. Tremendous talent. He's getting this big bucks at only 25 years old.
He started in 2014-15. He was drafted in 2012.
Okay. So pretty good. That's pretty good. Because the reason I'm bringing this up is...
And that first year he was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That year.
The reason I bring this up is because of Carter Hart. Carter Hart, in a couple years, he's going to need an extension. Now, I don't know how good... I know I highly, highly, highly doubt it. He'll get anywhere near Vasilevskiy numbers. Obviously, he's got to prove himself first. I'm not saying he's going to have a bad career. I think he's going to have a terrific career with the Philadelphia Flyers. And hopefully, for the Flyers' sake,
he'll get
all during his entire career. At the end of his, entry-level contract, obviously he's going to get paid some money.
Depending on how well he can get the before Vasilevskiy money before this one. He was 3 years, $10.5 million.
Okay.
So 3.5 per year for 3 years.
Okay.
And then he just got this big one. So
yeah.
the Flyers could do something similar to that.
And I think so, because again,
that's what it's going to end up being.
Right.
I don't know how. It also depends on how well he plays.
Exactly, and that's the biggest factor is how well he plays. If he can stay healthy the whole time, or at least 90% of the time, because injuries are going to happen. Even Vasilevskiy's had his injuries, which is happens with everyone. Every single player in the NHL has always had an injury, whether you've been in the league for 15 years or even 2.
He became known because of an injury to Bishop.
Ben Bishop, exactly. He stepped in the Stanley Cup Finals against Chicago in Game 1 alone. Mm-hmm. He stood on his head.
Yep.
Now, although they lost that series.
He also was a giant person.
Yes, that helps. Although they lost that series,
6'4", 250.
He proved to the world, and not just those in Tampa Bay, how good he actually was. He shut out, I remember very specifically, he shut out the Philadelphia Flyers in his first game in the NHL in his debut.
That was also the same way for
Jordan Binnington. Yeah. I know. And it was funny because I was watching the game with my dad, and he goes, "Are we gonna make every rookie who makes his first career start against and gets a shutout against us makes them look like the next Vezina winner?" I'm like, well,
yes.
Honestly, in this case, yeah. Vasilevskiy's actually that good. It's not just the Flyers, might have had a bad game. No, Vasilevskiy's just that good.
Vasilevskiy and the Lightning are just that good.
Yeah, exactly. That just shows how strong they are. So that's just the point I want to bring up.
Yeah. Also, the great team of if you're struggling, you play the Flyers, you might win. At least the past couple of years,
right? So there's that. So there's
that's another thing I want to bring up too. After these moves, the Lightning's total cap is 11.12 mil.
So now they have more than plenty of room to not only sign Braden Point, but they also, at least I would recommend signing Adam Ernie. Adam Ernie, he's a great young player, a lot of depth for that Lightning squad, and he'll just help the team for years to come.
Yeah. They're the only 2 remaining signings they have to make. So, bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, so no, I think this is all good stuff for Tampa Bay. It was funny because someone posted on Twitter the retweet with the trade, and it was in all caps: "Stop helping the Lightning." Just cracks me up.
It's true. Vancouver helps by getting JT.
Yep.
And then Ottawa helps
getting Callahan.
Yep.
Yeah. Very grand deal. But hey, hats off to Tampa Bay.
Stick taps.
Yeah, stick taps. There you go. Oh man. I'm trying to think. Other than that, I'm looking in to see if there's anything else in the league major news.
Nothing recently, at least.
Couple minor things. Alex Marullo has purchased controlling interest of the Coyotes, making him the first Hispanic majority owner in NHL history. So congrats to the Coyotes and Alex for doing that. Former Flyers assistant Chris Knobloch has been hired as head coach of the AHL Hartford, the Rangers AHL affiliate. So good luck to him there. I think he has some good ideas. He brings a decent amount to the table. I think he's just because the fact that it was the McDavid factor, the fact that he coached Connor McDavid and juniors, that was a big sales pitch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Said, "Oh, I coached Connor McDavid, helped him become who he is. You should sign me as a coach."
Right.
And the Flyers jumped on that. I was very excited when they did that. I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity. They made him in charge of power play. It just didn't work out.
No.
And I feel bad
because he did jump from juniors to professional.
And that's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Huge.
This one he might have a little more success.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because he's pretty much kind of playing with some of the same players.
Right.
That he was coaching with before.
Exactly. Because it's not only... Because it's those that are either going to be future NHL players or just AHL veterans.
Yeah.
Or also he's kind of on the verge of, because what helps is the fact that he had young players to coach on the power play, like Konechny, Provorov, Gostisbehere, Patrick, Lindblom.
Mm-hmm. Patrick.
Exactly. I think that'll help him in the AHL in Hartford, just because
you could bring back the Whalers.
Exactly. How'd you know? No, just because, honestly, I think, like, that again, these younger guys, it'll just help him understand what he needs to do as a coach. I think this is a smart move by the, I almost said by the Whalers, by Hartford.
You mean Carolina?
I hate you. And just wish him the best of luck, and we'll go from there. Sorry, really quickly, back to Ottawa, because someone mentioned this, and I just can't believe this. So, Ottawa is going to have Ryan Callahan, Marian Gaborik, and Clark MacArthur on long-term injury reserve this season for a total. Did you want to guess? Because it's an astonishing number between those three alone.
30 mil.
Not that high. But that is at least to me, it's astonishing. 15.3 mil.
Oh, I was half off.
Yeah. But still, 15.3 mil between three players on long-term injury reserve.
Speaking of injury reserve.
Oh, boy.
Why did the Leafs get David Clarkson?
I don't know. I really don't know.
This happened a little while ago, but the Leafs traded Garrett Sparks away for David Clarkson and a 2020 fourth-round pick.
Yes.
So, I mean, Garrett Sparks is... It's still a question mark for him. He helped the their AHL affiliate.
Yeah, the Marlies.
The Marlies. But he's never really done that well yet. NHL wise,
the most noble thing.
He's had some things, but not anything.
Right. The only reason I know his name is because there's a little news story on him. In his first career start in the NHL, he got a shutout. No, it wasn't that. Sorry. He was like, I forget. It was something to do with the shutout. It was like the most minutes by a rookie in Leafs history that had shutout streak or something like that.
But this also happened too. They signed Neuvert to
our
a
old
tryout.
buddy Michael Neuvert to a professional tryout.
But now after this, Neuvert might be the backup to in Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still what's his face?
Freddie Anderson.
No, their backup still. Hutchinson.
Michael Hutchinson?
Yep.
Didn't I even realize he's in Toronto?
He is. So it's going to be between Hutchinson and Neuvert for the backup.
Yikes. I mean, yay. Again, like, I'm not trying to rag on Neuvy here. At the same time, it's...
Wait, how much did he... no, sorry.
Oh, gosh.
I forgot.
Yeah.
The Leafs also have Nathan Horton, too.
I just can't.
Only for one more year, but
I just can't.
Their injury reserves are 13.6 mil.
So between them and Ottawa, 29 mil.
Mm-hmm.
There is your 30 mil that you're thinking of. Let's jump over to RFAs for a bit.
Weird. Well, I'm just going to stay in Toronto because at the moment, our cap is 0.
Yes. So, yeah, how the heck are they going to sign Mitch Marner now?
That's a good question. That's why I'm still surprised that they were, for some reason, going to take on
Exactly.
Clarkson.
Are they prepared to lose him now?
I don't know.
I'm not saying that they will, but I'm just saying, like, because literally they have to.
I know he's wanting like a smaller deal, but it's still a good amount you have to pay just.
But like, even for a bridge deal for Marner, I'd imagine at least 4 or 5 mil, at least.
Yeah.
even for a year or two. At least anywhere between like 5 to 10 mil.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
I don't know
and
what
there
else
was
it'd be.
before we actually get to the RFAs, there was another trade that I want to get your
Yes.
opinion on.
Yes. Go ahead.
Which I guess we'll get to this a little later because when we talk about the Oilers, because that's another thing we'll probably get into.
We're talking about the Oilers breaking down their off-season everything, what their potential could look like.
But this is the most mid trade of players.
Yes.
Milan Lucic and a 2020 third-round pick for James Neal.
Not only that,
and the conditions.
But read the conditions out loud because I need to hear this again just to make me chuckle. Let's hear it. Whenever you're ready.
I'm bringing it up. I spelled conditions wrong.
Good job.
Thank you.
Because I was going to say, if you just go to that trade on Cap Friendly, it'll show the conditions.
Does it?
Yeah. I love how I'm making... The reason I'm making him do all the work is because somebody forgot their laptop. I didn't. Yeah, that was my bad. It was funny because I had my bag with me and everything. I was away in Maryland and had my laptop, even my bag and everything all set. Then I decided to bring my bag inside the house and then turn right back around to come here to Mike's. And I'm like halfway here, like not even halfway, like 10 minutes in, I'm just like, or 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, oh, I forgot my laptop. But I just kept driving just because I didn't feel like turning around.
Here it is.
But I've been using my phone. Anyway, go ahead. The conditions for the Milan Lucic and James Neal trade.
All right.
And then with a third-round pick.
Conditions. Pick is transferred if James Neal scores 21 goals and Milan Lucic scores 10 or fewer goals than Neal.
Not only that, but both conditions have to be met. Not one, but both. If I was James... Sorry. It was Lucic had to score...
10 or fewer.
Yes. If I was Milan Lucic, that would piss me off. I would be so furious with that condition. I would want to be able... I would say, all right, forget my goon phase. I want to actually make a difference. Because think about it. He actually used to be a pretty good goal scorer in Boston. Like, not saying he was, like, something special, but he can make...
And their defense.
Yes.
He only has 16 goals in the past 2 seasons.
Yikes.
6 last year, 10 the year before.
Yeah.
He played in 79 games last year, 82 the year before.
How many total points?
20 this year, 34 last year.
Yeah. I just wonder what line he's going to be on for both of them.
You could easily throw Neal because as poorly as James Neal played last year.
Yeah.
I spelled James wrong.
Good job.
I cannot spell today.
Neither can I.
Because he did really bad last year.
Oh,
he put up 12 points.
Joy.
19 points, sorry.
Oh,
he had 7 goals, 19 assists. But
that's 26
in Vegas,
points then, buddy.
What?
You said 7 goals, 19 assists?
12 assists.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I said 19 assists. I'm like, that's 26. But anyway, sorry. I'm not awake.
Yes. He put up 44 points last in Vegas.
Yeah.
25. He put up 25 goals, 19 assists.
That's why I think...
He had 41 the year before with Nashville.
Yeah. That's why I just think in Edmonton...
If you put... Because you could have a similar situation to...
Yeah.
When in 2011-12 in Pittsburgh, he put up 81 points. Know who he was with? Sidney Crosby.
Exactly.
Know
if you
who's
put him with
Sidney Crosby? Yeah. Connor McDavid.
Exactly. So if you put him with McDavid...
You can at least...
Or even...
Potentially put Draisaitl back to a center.
Exactly.
Because that's what they've had to do. Because they've had to put him on wing because they haven't had... They don't have great wings. Great wing depth. Sorry. But, yeah. If you're that, I think there's not much winners or losers here, but I think Edmonton probably won because I don't know why Calgary took it when they still have to sign Tkachuk.
Right. And he's one of the many RFAs that are still out there unsigned.
So speaking of RFAs.
Yes. Sorry. Jumping the gun here. So ready for this. So the fact that not only is Matthew Tkachuk out there still, well, obviously, like, you know, these are the RFAs that still don't have a contract.
Me.
Yes, you and I. Yeah. So Matthew Tkachuk, Patrick Laine, Zach Werenski, Kyle Connor, Mitch Marner, Ivan Provorov, Mikko Rantanen, Kevin Fiala, Charlie McAvoy, Travis Konechny, Brock Besser, and Braden Point. All those players don't have a contract. One I'm particularly surprised by, Employee, yes, is Mikko Rantanen. Mm-hmm. Just because I've been surprised by Colorado. Let me bring up their cap friendly here.
16.4 mil.
Yeah, like what do you need? Jesus, like
know what it is. Everyone is waiting for the first person to sign.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like the MLB free agency was.
It's so annoying. I hate this. Like literally,
UFAs they can sign right away, but RFAs for some reason, at least
they all want to wait.
If you're looking at Line, Point, Marner, the first person, they're all waiting to see what the person before them gets.
Yeah, that's and Provorov is kind of waiting for that too, but he doesn't have
the only person Konechny can even really look at is Braun, and Braun got a bridge deal for $1 million, and Konechny's not getting that. Not Braun, sorry.
LeBanc. Yeah, I was like Braun. He's a trade bud. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but
because at least for those or Provorov will look at Werenski. What Werenski gets, Provorov is going to want something similar.
And probably Werenski's probably waiting for Provorov.
Yeah.
Because there was an
and we all know how Provorov's agent is.
Yes. My thing is, there's only one defenseman that there was to kind of rely on, or sorry, not. It's hard to put it so in the right way. So there was one defenseman
and
that
Charlie
was
McAvoy
signed.
Too.
Huh?
I'll put McAvoy.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I forgot about Charlie McAvoy. Yeah, no, for sure, and McAvoy as well, great young defenseman. But because there's one defenseman that was signed that was a big deal. It was Erik Karlsson, but obviously not one of the three young players
are too young to even be at that point.
Not only that, but they're not at the level that Erik Karlsson is at yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they're all elite, but
the next best you would have to look at is Myers, and no one's going to look at that and be like, I want Myers money.
No, exactly. So I don't think those guys will get that type of money. I could be wrong.
Unfortunately, I don't, because I haven't seen anything of any wiggle room or anything of any of these guys potentially getting close to signing or offer on the table or anything. So this could possibly go into training camp for most of these teams, possibly season.
For Boston, 7.29 mil in cap space. They still have, besides McAvoy, they have Brandon Carlo to re-sign. So that's kind of a big deal for them there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there that still need to sign. So some of these other ones, though, I'm surprised they haven't signed yet. Like the RFAs that you're like, why haven't you signed yet? Because you're not really comparing yourself to really anyone else.
Right. Yet. The one that there's a couple out there that I'm like, just literally you can pay him whenever. It's Kyle Connor, probably Kevin Fiala, possibly Brock Besser. Matthew Tkachuk you could argue as well, but at the same time,
Ho-Sang, I think you can sign whenever.
Yeah, for sure. But Matthew Tkachuk, I know you're not a fan of him. I love his game. I'm
not a big Tkachuk fan.
Oh, I love all the members of the Tkachuk family. I absolutely love them all. They're wonderful, wonderful players. I absolutely love them. Their grit, their style. Sure you can call them cheap and dirty. That's just how it is.
That's what they are.
That's fair. I'll give you that. They're all agitators. They're all instigators. Mm-hmm. I love it though. Something about the Tkachuks. I just love each and every one of them. For Matthew Tkachuk though, it's tough for me to pinpoint what type of money he will get, because it's Johnny Gaudreau's team.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, Mark Giordano is the captain in Calgary, but really, I think once Gio is gone, just give the seat to Johnny Hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Bennett is, a big part of that team. Sean Monahan's a big part of that team. There's a lot of factors for that team. It's very important. And I'm not saying Tkachuk isn't important. Noah Hannafin, Elias Lindholm. They're all important pieces. Kachuk is part of that core group that is important.
He's supposed to be that agitator.
Exactly. So. And now that you have Milan Lucic,
he did put up 77 points last year. So
yeah, no. So Kachuk, he'll help. And oh my God, jeez.
I'm not denying he's not a great player.
Oh yeah, no, I know. You just don't like him, and that's fair. You cannot like him. That's your right. That's your opinion, and I'm fine with that. I'm just saying for my own sake, I just love Matthew Tkachuk. He's one of my favorite players in the league.
The only thing you can put up against, if you're looking at some of these guys, is points wise. Like if you look at some of these guys, like Edmondson. 64 games, you had 11 points. I mean, you're a defenseman, so that's not really taking too much into it, but you could probably sign by now.
Yeah. Yeah, but there are a bunch of names out there that I think could just sign right now. One of them, especially, is Mika Rantanen, in my opinion.
I feel like we're going to talk about this for the next few podcasts before they actually sign, because we've done it for the past couple, so I don't see it.
It's really a matter of time. It's like you just said. It's like
weird
the
now,
baseball season for Harper and Machado. Mm-hmm. Everyone's just waiting for those two knuckles to sign.
And it might end up being like Keuchel and Kimbrel.
Oh my gosh!
Where they signed halfway through the year or during the season.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine that?
But unlike those guys, where they can sign anywhere, these guys are just contract-wise.
Yes.
To their
Unless,
teams.
For some reason, we see another offer sheet.
Yeah.
Which
isn't the offer sheet.
Oh wait, I think you're right.
Yeah. The only thing you'd see is what the Golden Knights did in a trade. Oh, this is another thing. I don't know if we ever actually talked about. I think we did. The Trouba signing.
Oh yeah, that was big.
I forget if we did or not, but if we didn't, he signed a little while ago. But in New Jersey, or not New Jersey, for the Rangers for 7 years, $56 million, 8 year per year. So, not bad. Obviously more than he would get with Winnipeg. So, not that he really wanted to stay, but.
Mm-hmm.
There was another signing too that I found very interesting. I forget who it was.
I don't know if you remember the team.
I don't even remember the that's what it was. Colton Sisson's
yes
contract.
7 years.
$20 million. I've never seen a that low for that long.
I think that's such a smart signing by David Poile.
Yeah.
Because Colton Sissons, he's a depth guy, and everyone understands that, even he does. And I think that's why, and it's great to lock up a depth guy like
my
this
favorite
for
is
so long.
It's $20 million. One.
So funny.
But hey, that's not a bad contract for him, so good for Colton.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping him there until 2025, 2026.
Oh, yeah. Also, Pavel Buchnevich has agreed to terms 2 years, $3.25 million for the Rangers. Good solid young deal.
Yeah. I forget where I was going to go.
Also, David Rittich and Calgary settle their arbitration case. 2 years, $2.75 million. The goalie gets his contract there, so good for him. One small deal, Michael McCarron, 1 year, 2-way deal with the Canadians. And then there's something else I really wanted to mention. Oh, it was about the Rangers. It sounds like Kevin Shattenkirk could be bought out or something, or and then there's some rumors out there that it sounds like the Rangers might be making Vladimir Nemestikov or no, it's Vladislav, right? Vladislav Nemestikov.
Yeah.
Vladimir Nemestikov. Nemestikov. Anyway, Nemestikov is apparently could be on the block. So keep that in mind. I think that's a great deal for any team. I would be interested in that, depending on the price, of course. But I would certainly consider it. I would certainly be making calls. The Rangers are receiving calls on Ryan Strome, but they would like to move Nemestikov instead, according to NHL rumors. So we'll see.
And this is something to for, I guess, Penguins fans, if you're still a fan of them. Chris Kunitz retired.
Yes.
The 4-time Stanley Cup winner.
A little bit of breaking news, actually. The Athletic Minnesota has learned that Paul Fenton, the Minnesota Wild GM, has just been fired after one season.
There you go.
So, Minnesota needs a new GM. I think that, honestly, they should consider Ron Hextall.
Swap of GMs.
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about that. That's actually really funny. But no, I think, could you just imagine? Oh, I love that.
That might be good for them.
Yeah. No, because I think, because Minnesota, they need some sort of turnaround. I don't know what that is, but because they're always like $9 million
cap. They have to sign Joel Eriksson,
Kevin Fiala,
and that's it.
I love the fact that they got
also
Fiala.
have some. They also signed Matt Zuccarello too.
Yes.
This offseason. And also Ryan Hartman, former Flyer, for half a year.
And then former Dallas Star for like a day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll miss him there in Dallas.
Absolutely. Tribute 100%.
Yep. But, I mean, the team's older, but there's also, what's his name?
Yes.
Luke Kunin.
Kunin,
whatever.
Kunin.
He's going to be huge for Minnesota.
That's he's such a great young player. Mm-hmm. But again, I love the fact that they got Kevin Fiala from Nashville. I just hate how it costed them Mikael Granlund. I think they're going to regret that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I will say about that.
Kunin is an RFA next offseason.
Yes.
I mean, they still have Eric Stahl and Zach Parise, and a couple years ago they were okay. They were good. Dubnyk can still play really well too. They were close to the playoffs, but just missed out. So I think they don't want a complete rebuild, but I think if they were going to or considering that option of potentially, I think Ron Hextall would be a good GM.
Right.
And even if not, I think he knows how to kind of bring people in.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's more of a rebuild kind of guy than signing the big fish out there or whatever. And he is smart with his contracts, so he would be able to give Kunin a very good contract.
I think so, because he was so
just look
smart.
Just look what he did
Sean
with
Couturier.
Ghost.
And Sean Couturier Shane Gostisbehere as well. Like a lot of that's one thing I loved about Ron Hextall in Philly. He was so smart with his contracts. He's so smart about.
I mean, he kind of had to be just because of where he was cap-wise, but still.
I really do think that he's one of the better GMs out there available. If you're in cap hell,
yeah.
I'm not saying because you mentioned what their cap situation was, right?
$9 million.
$9 million. Yeah, it's not saying that.
$9 million. They have to send those two guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. But before we get into Edmonton here, one thing I wanted to bring up was nothing really new has happened with the Flyers, but I keep seeing this come up all the time. Just Flyers beat writers on Twitter responding to,
and just other fans in general.
To fans saying the Flyers didn't do anything, and in a way, because I was thinking about it, and that not all Flyers fans, but I think majority of the Flyers fans don't care about defense.
Yeah.
And I will grant them that Braun, I'm still even skeptical on Niskanen and Braun. Hayes is a good second line center to get, but he's going to be he's a more two-way guy.
Mm-hmm.
He did put up a career high last year and with 55 points, but he's not going to do great points-wise, and I feel like those fans that are saying they didn't do anything are the same fans that are shouting shoot.
Yes.
They want offense. They want the Flyers to be scoring all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd love it when Frost gets here and when they're actually putting points up, which could possibly be this year, but I can kind of get at their point and saying how they might have done something, but not enough for them to say they're improved. Because even with Niskanen and Braun, like I said, I'm a little skeptical on what they think they'll do or be, because both of them are coming off not great years last year.
Right.
I think offensively they can be pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I think Hayes kind of sets up Patrick for a great, possibly breakout year.
Charlie O'Connor of The Athletic, he recently released an article about his predictions for the Flyers projected lines. And I think, for the most part, these are going to be exactly what they look like.
Obviously, it depends on how training camp goes.
Right.
But
top line, no surprise, Claude Giroux, Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny. Second line, Oscar Lindblom, Kevin Hayes, Jake Voracek.
That's what I would do.
Third line.
I keep seeing people on Twitter say that they should throw JVR on that line, but I don't think they would. I don't know how I'd feel about having JVR and Voracek on that line together.
I don't know, because I think, and this is the line that I think I'm honestly going to enjoy the most if it happens, JVR, Nolan Patrick, and German Rubasov.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Because not even just that, because I brought this up to Mitch too when we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
He can act, because what we've know about, because we haven't really seen him play, but what scouts and everyone else has said is how good he is defensively and how great he looked during development camp and those 14 games or whatever last year with the Phantoms. That can take a lot of pressure off Patrick.
It can.
Especially if they're in the defensive zone. You can then have Rubstov take the defensive zone face-offs.
Yeah.
And then you can. I think third line center-wise, it can help develop his defensive game a little bit more, just because his opponents won't be as strenuous, I guess, as some of the guys like Couturier or even Hayes will go up against. But still, I think it's a starting point for him.
Right. Not only that, but think about this. As much as people would hate to see JVR on the third line, he was on the third line with Tyler Bozak, and he thrived in Toronto together.
And I
with
think
him.
for that second line, it's kind of between either, I think for me, JVR or Voracek, who would take that spot.
Exactly.
And for me, I think both of them aren't great defensively, but I'd give the edge a little bit to Voracek.
Right. And not only that, but Voracek, he's a great setup man. And he has the shot. Lindblom, he's some outscoring ability. Kevin Hayes is that two-way guy. He can pass, he can shoot as well. So I think that's almost the perfect second line for Philadelphia this season. Third line, I love the idea of Nolan Patrick and JVR together.
So do I.
Sure. I don't know if they had a whole lot of chemistry last year or played a whole lot together last year. They might have. But I think with those two together and also then German Rubasov, I think they'll mesh well together. Patrick, he's going to get a lot of ice time as the third line center. That's going to help take pressure off of him now that Kevin Hayes is here.
Not to bring it back to like the NBA or whatever, but I kind of compare thinking of Patrick like
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, and that he's great, but he hasn't like brought his jumper or shot or whatever. But I think for Patrick, he's always a guy he has a good shot, but he always takes the pass first. And I think this season could
look at you, Mike.
I think it would be great for him to I know he can obviously throw it to JVR who could score, but I think if he brings that kind of more shooting wise, I think that would help a lot.
Well said, man. Well said. I think you have hit the nail on the head right there, and head on the nail. And I think it's a great point, though. Nolan Patrick, if you look at his game footage, he does kind of tend to shoot or pass first. And that's what a lot of the Flyers does.
Yeah.
That's like the Flyers memos. Pass first, shoot later type of thing. And I hate it because that needs to change. And that's also why I think there's such a big change on the power play. Mm-hmm. That's why I think it's going to be a much stronger looking power play this year with...
I agree.
Is it Michelle Therrien running the power play? Yeah. I think as a head coach, I wouldn't be a fan of it. But the fact that he's an assistant coach, he's running the power play, that's a different story. I think it'll help.
What if Chris Therrien interviewed him? It's Therrien on Therrien.
Oh, my God. Next thing. Genius. It'll be the latest soap opera. So then, but JVR, Patrick, and Rubisov, I think that's a real solid line. You got, like the talent in center and Patrick,
even if
take off the pressure of him. Yeah.
If it's potentially Frost.
Yeah, or Morgan Frost.
Because Frost, he's another one who shined a lot during development camp.
Oh, my gosh. People are raving about him. Not only that, but
he's
put on a lot of weight and muscle over the last few years.
Like Carter Hart, I think, because a goalie, I think, for Flyers fans, they see him make a spectacular save and they're in on him.
Yeah.
And that's what they got with Rupstov and even Ghost. Fans were ecstatic when he came out, even in the Union College game.
Oh, my God. Well, he's a plus 14 in the championship game alone. He was all over the ice that night. I watched that game live on TV. He will
immediately become a fan favorite just because he's going to be the exact opposite of what most of the Flyers fans have seen and passing first.
Exactly. Because they know how to play their game.
Yeah.
The fact that they're definitely more of that shoot first mentality, and that's what Flyers fans are going to love.
Yeah.
But you really could see Morgan Frost in that third line instead of Gomurusov. Charlie does have...
Even in those drills and everything you saw in development camp, did you see all those skills he had? All those moves he made?
Yeah, did you see the one... I can't even...
When they were doing the penalty shots or whatever.
Yeah.
That sick move.
I forget what the shootout move was, but it was just ridiculous.
Because he's someone I could see the Flyers Flyers future-wise can bring people to the games again.
I think so. So what I think...
What does he have as the fourth line again?
And fourth line, Michael Raffel, Scott Lunt, and Tyler Pitlick.
Yeah, okay. And this is something I brought up to you before we got on, is I think Abe Kubel will be on the Flyers, whether it's healthy scratch or possibly fourth line, because he is now would have to go through waivers if going to the Phantoms. And I think he's kind of an easy kind of person to kind of put on that on that role, because you already know how he is as a player. He doesn't really have much more development to go through. And I think at that point, that fourth line wing could potentially just be a revolving door between him and Pitlick.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's certainly exciting times for Philadelphia coming up. I'm really hoping...
But I also want to say this, too, as something I thought about as well, is because we're probably going to see a Myers Ghost pair. And I think that pair is going to remind a lot of people of the Provorov Ghost pair, because both of them are pretty good with the puck. They're puck-moving defensemen.
Right, and
which could potentially hurt them because they might pinch a little too much. But
right.
I kind of like that, like the two of them together.
Yeah. For the defense, Provy and Niski are together in this pairing here. Second pair, this one I like a lot. Travis Sanheim and Justin Braun. And the third pair is Shane Gostisbehere and Philip Myers.
Because that second pair, at least, that will allow Sanheim to...
It's offense and defense,
bring his offensive ability out, not have to worry about anyone being behind, because Braun will never really be that offensive person. He's defensive all the way. And obviously we'll get into this more, and we'll get into... I'm sure at some point we'll do our predictions of how we see the divisions kind of rolling out. But still at a question mark with this team with where I think they'll finish.
Right.
Because I think the moves they did make, and obviously a little hope here, but I think they could make the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't want to really predict on where I think they're going to go, but I like the direction that they're going.
Yes.
Sorry, I meant like direction of where they're going to go, meaning like for the season predictions.
And I think Vigneault would really bring it.
I'm really excited about AV. Mm-hmm. I think
he will
second best.
That's another thing too.
Option out there for coaching besides obviously Q.
They might not have done like groundbreaking stuff off-season signing wise.
Yes,
but Vigneault
is a start.
Well, he is, and also he likes speed with his, and that's going to bring a lot of Flyers fans excited.
Yes,
because they don't because it's just going to be fast paced.
Not only that, but
it's going to be not exactly like it, but they're going to be like the Leafs or Lightning. They're going to be fast, or even
and they
Montreal
need to
if
be.
You want to throw them in.
My biggest thing, really, on the power play and just in general, not even just I would like to focus on power play, but at the same time, in general as a team, I hope that AV really gets them to work on their passing game. Their passing has gone softer over the years.
Yeah.
They need to make hard, crisp, tape-to-tape passes. Yeah. Obviously, not going to be tape-to-tape every time. But you look at every other team in the league. I was watching during the playoffs, tape-to-tape left to right. Even when they weren't, they're at least in the general direction. But
that's why
they were harder passes. They weren't these little soft, little passes. They were hard, crisp, nice passes, nice thorough passes.
Another thing too. I don't know who, maybe just the heat of the moment or whatever, because that was the one thing too. Is the Flyers did a lot of last year, and I guess a lot of the time is they always want to try to make that like great play or whatever, and they always got themselves fucking up somewhere, messing up some pass or someone wasn't there. That somehow skips out of the zone, and then they have to reset up.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that Niskanen and Braun do improve the PK.
Yes.
That's a huge thing they do have to fix. Which at the end of the year still got a little better, but not great. Yeah. I think that's good for Flyers talk today.
The other thing I will say about that topic really quickly.
Oh, not doing anything?
Well, that is because fans and people in general, I've seen comments over the last few days, they've said, oh, like, look at what for example, look what the New Jersey Devils have done this entire offseason. Obviously, it helps getting Jack Hughes first overall with that, some, draft lottery luck. But at the same time, obviously, they took Hughes. They went out and they got PK Subban. Yeah. That's not luck. That's just being a good GM by Bray Shero. He got Nikita Gusev now. They got Wayne Simmons from free agency. Some other moves they made. There's all these good moves, depth moves that they're making, and it's
Flyers fans see all these other moves.
Exactly. But here's the thing between the Devils and the Flyers: they actually are able to do all these moves because they have enough cap space. No, I'm not saying the Flyers do not have cap space. They do right now, but in reality, not really, because they need to re-sign Provorov and Konechny first.
There's that, and also this too.
Yes.
Subban's still a great defenseman. Simmons is... The league's changing, and it's not really...
It is, but I think the fact that...
He can still be a leader, but he's not going to be the top 6.
Oh, yeah. Well, the only reason I'm saying top 6 for him is more protective role for Hall, Hughes, or Hischier. Yeah. The triple H's. Yeah. The 3 H's. But anyway, but I'm just getting annoyed when fans are saying, "Oh, like how come Chuck Fletcher hasn't done anything?" No, he's done stuff. Except he was actually kind of smart and proactive, and he got done basically everything he needed to do before the deadline. Yeah. Oh, sorry, before the free agency. He got his coach. Yeah. He got his D man. He got a fourth line forward, and then just during free agency, really all he did is
losing out to Quenneville. He probably got the best coach he could have.
Exactly, and that's exactly my thoughts. Because Quenneville is obviously top notch, but AV is the next best option that's actually out there. Because obviously Babcock's a hell of a coach, if not one of the best coaches or the best coach in the whole league. But he's currently in Toronto. Yeah, you can't do anything about that. So,
but
AV's there. You got him. So. I'm content. I'm content. Rosa, I'm pretty content with.
Oh boy,
mic problems. But no, I'm content with where this offseason went for Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not done yet. They have to re-sign Provorov and Konechny. And
I
they will.
still think Haig or Morin might be dealt or
I agree.
Because
there's
so
8
hard.
defensemen.
Yeah.
You don't have 8 defensemen unless you're going to send one of them to the minors, which I don't think anyone's going to be willing to do.
No. And Morin has to go through waivers.
Yeah.
And
Not only that, but think about this. They got rid of Andrew McDonald from buying him out. They would have had 9 defensemen.
It's true.
So
10 if they wouldn't have traded away Fullen.
Or Gudis.
Yep.
But still, and also
they just kind of swapped for the Gudis.
That's fair. Oh yeah, no, true, good point. I lied. Yeah. They got Niskanen for Gudis, right? That makes sense. Never mind, forget Gudis. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because I just need hockey in my life. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I just get tired.
Some of the moves defensively are kind of a gamble, but I think that's going to help them a lot. I think Niskanen will help Provorov and vice versa. Braun's the question mark for me.
Yeah.
He can be a very good defenseman, but don't expect him to be anything offensively.
Yeah. All right, I think we should end it with talking about Edmonton.
Yes. And obviously, we kind of talked about him a little earlier, talking about the Neil trade, which I think is actually
more beneficial for them.
Yeah, I think it's a better move than it might be brought out there, just because I think even though he had a down year last year, I think Neil could turn things around, especially if he is paired with McDavid.
But this contract, the 4 years, $5.75 million, ending in 2023, 2024, that's a rough contract.
Yeah, but
it's better than Lucic's, I will say that.
It is. And
they actually got cap space back. Right now they have $2.43 million cap space.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lucic was like 7 years.
Yeah, they retained some of his contract.
Yeah.
But,
the only one they have to re-sign is Jesse Puljujärvi. However, it's been known that it's either he wants to be traded somewhere or he's off to Russia.
Yeah, it's still a question mark there. I don't know what's going to happen.
I have no idea.
Because either they sign him and then trade him away, or they just trade him away.
But so forget this year. They got a lot of question marks for next year. So right for this, here's their UFAs alone. Now, I'm just naming those who
come up on
or just coming up. Sam Gagner, Zach Cassian, Marcus Granlund, Kyle Brodziak, Josh Archibald, Joachim Nygaard, Tomas Yurko, Colby Cave. You have Darnell Nurse, Brandon Manning, Matthew Benning, Joel Person, Mike Smith. The fact that
a bunch of guys in your minor league.
Yeah.
Some of those guys were also RFAs too.
Right.
Nurse is the biggest one.
Nurse is the biggest one out of everyone on that list. He's really my only worry. Some of these guys like.
Well, the only good thing is that
Archibald's $1 million. So
after, these guys don't have great big contracts, but you do get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like $8 or $9 million back.
Yeah.
11 if you include Manning and not bringing him back. There's a good amount you can give to Nurse.
Mm-hmm. Because he's going to deserve some sort of contract.
They can easily pull like a Capitals, not right away, but like the Capitals are so good top 6 wise that the bottom 6 falls off because cap issues.
Mm-hmm.
They just have guys that can kind of have worked out for them and everything. I think at least for the time being, to kind of keep Connor McDavid happy so he doesn't get traded away.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way they kind of have to, if I was a GM, kind of where I'd go with it.
Right.
Because, you probably do need 3 lines at least offensively, but you do have Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And the sad part is they have probably the best 3 centers you could throw out there. And McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins.
Right.
But unfortunately, because of how well they've kind of winger-wise depth, they've always had to throw Draisaitl on the wing with McDavid, and
which obviously is great, but
and then
still
the fucking anchor of Lucic, which you don't have to worry about anymore. You could put Neil there. I don't know if they will do that, but They could easily put Neal there, and he's an upgrade for you. I think that's a decent line. If you throw McDavid, Draisaitl, and Neal out there. It's not great, but it'll do for now for Edmonton. Because unfortunately, Edmonton fans, you're not making the playoffs next year. You could, because you do have McDavid. And the West isn't the best, but it's kind of a long shot, I think.
Yeah, it's so...
Because now their goaltenders are Mikko Kaikkonen and Mike Smith.
Yup.
Not great. Which, again, it's the same question I'll always throw out. Is Mike Smith really an upgrade from Cam Talbot? Not really. He's older. But I guess because I'm assuming Kaikkonen will be their starter and Smith will just be their backup, which for them might just be fine enough. But they don't have strollers anymore.
Yeah, that's right, because he's in Anaheim.
Yes, he is. Not that he really had that. Didn't he have like one start or something like that with Edmonton?
Yeah, he had a few.
And then I think he had like an injury or something. And
yeah,
I just know he didn't play for a lot of games for them. But yeah, it just sucks though for Connor McDavid.
It does, because I feel like his talent's being wasted.
He has to drag
honestly.
that team so much that, like the past couple of years, he's always been near the top of points, but the team never goes anywhere.
No, they really don't.
Did they win the playoff round when they were?
They did. They beat San Jose.
Right. The one playoffs they went to.
Which is unreal. Then they lost to the Ducks?
Yeah.
Ducks.
Mm-hmm. Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack. Mr. Ducksworth. What year was that? Because... I definitely think, they lost to the Ducks. (2017) Oh, because then the Ducks faced off.
Yeah, 2016-17.
That was San Jose's year. They went to the finals, right? No, that was the Preds year.
Yeah, that was the Preds. They were the year before.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, just that 1 year. Which is also weird to think about because that doesn't feel like so long ago, but in hockey kind of terms, that's, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
And when you've been sadder, 7 years ago was the last time the Flyers made it past the second round. Or first round, sorry.
That's really depressing to think about.
Yeah, it is.
That really is.
Which is why you can kind of get some of the Flyers fans kind of.
Yeah.
Because they want to win.
Oh, yeah. No, and I get it. Everyone wants to win.
Because nothing's better, I think, than the Flyers being in the playoffs. Whether it's going up against the Penguins.
Dude, imagine Gritty in the playoffs. He's going to take this shit to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately, the last time we were in the playoffs, Flyers fans came out and threw their bands on the ice. So.
Nope. That was 2016.
Was it?
Last time Flyers were in the playoffs, they faced the Pens in 2017.
That's right. Yeah.
Or wait, was that... No, that was 2018.
No, you're right. Is it? No.
2018. Because...
Yeah, that was 27-18.
Yeah.
That was...
It was during... Yeah. Because that was the end of senior year for me.
And Provorov.
Yes. Don't remind me of my favorite Russian.
Yeah, getting hurt. Yeah.
Don't remind me of that. Anyway.
Which I think that's still... He'll probably never say it. And even goes... He never really said it, but he kind of said it, that the injury kind of kept him from... He didn't have an injury, but I think an injury kind of kept them, both of them, from having
major
fall off a little bit.
difference.
Yeah. And I think now a year off, getting healthier, I think
Yeah.
they'll be fine. You just need to sign Provorov.
Yes.
Anyways, good luck, Connor McDavid.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him. I just don't know where Edmonton
I will say
goes
this.
from here.
I don't think you're going to be last in the Pacific or in the league.
Who else is in Pacific that you're thinking of?
I think Anaheim or LA could be behind them.
Definitely Anaheim. LA. Actually, now that I think about it, because they took Alex Turcotte in the first round this past year, it sounds like not only him, but Cole Caulfield, they're both going back to school.
Yeah.
So they're not. So Turcotte's not going to be on the team. So theoretically, that's more realistic. Because Turcotte's going to be a game changer for LA, but the fact that
I just gave them the edge because of McDavid.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Word.
I love that, Jeff. Word.
All right, and with that, I think that's where we're going to end it today. And it's our last team in the West for our next podcast, in the Pacific. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like in the West. Wow, that's awesome.
I heard Pacific. I had Pacific in my mind, but I said West. And Calgary.
All right. Oh wow, that's actually pretty. I like that how we're ending it because then we'll kind of give our. Obviously, we gave our input for the Lucic.
The
Neil side. Now we'll give more. We talked briefly about Lucic, but we'll bring it more towards Calgary when we come back the next time around. So.
Yep. And then I think after that, I kind of want to go Metro because I still want.
Let's go Metro. It's such an important. It's such a great division. Yeah. I still think it's the best division out there. It has been for quite some time. It's gotten better.
I think it's the most even division.
So that's what I mean. It's the most even. So we'll go from
if you're talking best, it's still Atlanta.
That's fair. That's fair. And
with that, I'm ending it.